Good morning. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I am so excited to be here with you guys this morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Good morning, millionaires. My name is Alma Nantui. I go by Alma the CPA. Most of you guys know me by that. I'm a registered, licensed, certified public accountant from Chicago, Illinois. So, this is Good Morning Millionaire, but every single weeknight, we also do what we call Good Evening Millionaires, all based around financial education and stuff like that, financial literacy tips. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. But I'm one of the captains, so to speak, of the We Are Millionaire Minded movement, and I'm so excited that the movement is moving. So every single day we bring you guys something in hopes that you can get further and faster and with less effort. So this morning, it's actually a part 2 from what we did last Saturday on being and staying consistent. Good morning on the Facebook Live. Good morning on the live line, millionaires. Okay, so consistency. So if you missed last week, then definitely make sure that you scroll back through my page. And if you're part of the entrepreneurship group, you can also see the video from last week and get 1 through 5. But today we're going to start off with 6 and then continue with 10. So 6 through 10. So on the Facebook Live, give me a number 6. Give me a number 6 and a share, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Give me a number 6 and a share. So if it's your first time on the line, we always do this. It's really called 7 Minutes of Success. But consistency is one of those things that, you may be consistent in certain things in your life and you may not be as consistent in other parts of your life. Like I know that I struggle with different parts of consistency. Some things I can do consistently with no problem. And the other things I'm like, why can't I just do this like I do everything else? Right? So it's definitely a struggle, but these tips will help you because this is what's been helping me be and stay consistent. So number 6 and a share. Give me a number 6 and a share, millionaires. So number 6 is make changes slowly. Number 6 is make changes slowly. So a lot of times what happens is we move too fast, right? We may have like a burst of energy or a bright idea. And I'm not saying move on your idea slowly, but let's say, you may just have something that you want to get done. If you say, okay, my goal is to make 80 calls per week for my business, something like that, then it's like you can't just start off if you say, okay, well, that means that I'm going to make 12 calls every day. Now it sounds like, okay, maybe you can do it. But the reality is if you haven't been making any calls and then you just go from 0 to 12, you're going to burn yourself out in like 2 days. And then, you'll never be consistent. So what you want to do is kind of don't overwhelm yourself and pick one thing that you want to improve in your routine and do that one thing consistently for 3 weeks. And then you can add something else, but don't try to do everything at one time because you'll literally burn yourself out. Number 7, give me a number 7 and a share. Give me a number 7 and a share. Good morning, millionaire. Hold yourself accountable. Now, this is has really been working for me. Okay, so hold yourself accountable. A lot of you guys have our massive action planner, and this is where you can really like put it to work. A lot of times people buy planners because they get excited about the new quarter or they get excited about the new year, and then after it starts, then they lose excitement and then they don't do anything anymore. So they don't even put anything in their planner. So we don't want to do that, right? We're millionaire minded. So make sure that you pre-order your massive action planner. But what you want to do is really use it. So not only put your plans for the day in there, you also want to hold yourself accountable by the goals that you set for yourself. If you don't make them, you want to put that in your calendar. When you make them, you want to put that in your calendar. So for example, back to the 12 calls a day. If today is March 24th, if you tell yourself that you're going to make, I don't know, not 12, right? You don't start out with 12, but if you tell yourself you're going to do 2 calls a day or 3 calls a day or whatever, so you already know that that's the goal. So what you can do is on that day in the calendar, you can write down like who you talk to, just their names, and then put like, success or succeeded, right? Because regardless of the outcome of the calls, you did what you said you were going to do. So then you put that down there. If you don't, then you can put like, unsatisfactory, or maybe you don't want to say failed. You can say F, or you can put an X or something like that. I put like an X on mine, and then I'll go back and say like, okay, so why didn't I make those calls? Right? And then just put like a little note, like, I fell asleep, or whatever it is, why you didn't do it. That's what happened to me. Right. But you want to hold yourself accountable, because believe it or not, like, accountability is a huge part with staying consistent. And a lot of times people feel like they need somebody else to hold them accountable, but you want to be able to hold yourself accountable as well, right? Like, a lot of times that's why people have personal trainers and stuff like that. It's not really because the personal trainer is going to help you lose all this weight. No, it's like, because if the personal trainer is there waiting on you at 7 a.m., or whatever, you're going to show up. You can't tell your personal trainer that you cannot do one more rep. But when you're working out by yourself, you can say like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I got to go. Right? So you want to start doing stuff with actually holding yourself accountable, because a lot of times nobody is around but you. Right? So you want to hold yourself accountable. Number 8, give me a number 8 and a share. Good morning, millionaires. Give me a number 8 and a share. Number 8 is use critical visualization. Now, some of you guys on the live line, and maybe some of you on the Facebook Live that have joined us on the live line, one of our affirmations is, I visualize my goals is already done. Right? So you really want to sometimes, like, don't just say the affirmations, right? Really listen and understand like what it's saying. So yeah, visualize your goals is already done. So whatever it is, then you are visualizing the outcome, right? And you are really focusing on that, and just use that sometimes. Like, daydreaming is very, very useful. Sometimes people will be like, snap out of it, but it's like, nah, you are visualizing your goals is already done. So whatever it is that you need help with staying consistent or being consistent, like, just visualize yourself doing that task consistently, right? Number 9, give me a number 9 and a share. Give me a number 9 and a share. Good morning, millionaires. Put a number 9 in the comments and share it. Make sure you share it on your personal page and also in different groups that you are in, because even if you know this information, it may be people on your timeline that are not aware of it, right? Each one teacher, and we can change the world. So number 9 in a share. Plan for failure. Now, I'm not saying you already know that you're going to lose, right? But sometimes, like I just said, you mark down if you succeed on that day or not, because over time, inevitably, what's going to happen if you keep going, you will have less and less 0 days or X days or failure days, whatever, right? But you want to just keep mark of it. So it doesn't mean that you have to be like consistent 100% of the time, but you definitely want to be consistent like at least 80% of the time. But don't go into it trying to be 80% of the time, because then you'll end up being like 60% of the time. So go into it saying that you're going to do it 100% of the time, but just know that once in a while you may slip, but every single day you'll get better and better, okay? And 10, last and definitely not least, give me a number 10 and a share. And make sure that you guys on the Facebook Live, right after this, we're going to get started with our live guided affirmations. If somebody could put in the comments how they can join the live line right after we finish this, and also how they can join Dear Millionaire, that would be awesome. And go to the website and download your affirmations, right? It's free. Okay, so number 10, last and definitely not least, increase your motivation. Now, motivation is like, you know, sometimes you're motivated, sometimes you're not. But don't tell yourself like, oh, I'm so motivated, or I'm not feeling motivated today, right? Just because the more you tell yourself like, I'm not feeling motivated today, you don't want to get caught up in your feelings, right? But you do want to find a way to stay motivated. So just remember, like, do things one thing at a time, right? Do stuff one thing at a time. But then at the same time, try to tell yourself like, you know, I'm going to practice staying motivated. I'm going to practice being motivated even when I don't feel like it, right? Because that's really the thing. We don't want to get caught up where when we don't feel like doing, when we don't feel like doing something, we just don't do it. Why? Because when you don't feel like going to work, you still go to work. So whatever it is whatever it is that's making you go to work, which is probably the paycheck, you want to have that same type of motivation when it comes to whatever it is that you want to be consistent with. Like if it's consistent with, a lot of times it's like your business, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs on the line, or, you know, maybe it's like a weight loss goal or something like that. And so you want to have that. You just work on being consistent because you don't want to look up and time has passed and you are not at the level that you want it to be. So that just about does it for this morning. Facebook Live, we're going to get out of here. But please, if somebody could put in the comments how they can join us on the live line, that would be awesome. We're going to get started with our affirmations, starting with the 2 most powerful words in the English language. And you guys know that